What is the shadow banking system?
Well, shadow banking is any form of financial transaction that isn't conducted by a bank using normal bank processes. So it could be a hedge fund, it could be an investment fund, a money market fund. AIG was an example of shadow banking, Goldman Sachs, shadow banking, a lot of different ways that people conduct bank-like transactions, but without the regulations, the rules, or the other conditions that should apply to a well-managed banking system.
In large part, did this emerge out of Phil Graham's efforts on behalf of his wife Wendy when she was on the board of directors of Enron to deregulate commodity markets with the Commodity Futures Modernization Act in '99 or 2000?
That was a huge contributor to its growth, and it continued to grow enormously from 2002, for example, when Warren Buffett called derivatives instruments of mass financial destruction, up through 2007. Now, not all derivatives are shadow banking, but a lot of them are. This whole market has grown everywhere, worldwide and here. You know, in Europe, as they've been experiencing austerity and uncertainty, their shadow banking system has exploded. And again, this is, you know, I call it the dark matter of the world's economy. It happens under the radar. People don't track it. There isn't even the minimal reporting requirements we see in banking. So we believe it's 67 trillion based on this latest study. But as the authors admit, that may be a low number, if anything. Half the assets of the world's banking system are in this unregulated or underregulated shadow banking system and growing. So
Richard,
it's a huge concern.
Richard, in 2008, as the banking system was melting down, we were hearing reports that the number of CDOs and what basically the dark matter out there that you're describing was in the hundreds of trillions. That I heard numbers 600, 700, 800 trillion dollars, mind-boggling amounts of money. Much of that went away in the crash. Was it really that much, and why is it not that much now? And is the amount that it is now, whatever that may be, enough to re-crash the system?
Well, you have to distinguish between assets, which is what this number represents, and exposure or risk. For example, this shadow banking system globally, they estimate at $67 trillion, but the exposure for JP Morgan Chase alone, which is a bank, of course, but which engages in some of these markets, is $70 to $100 trillion. So the level of risk is enormous, and yes, there's no question that it could crash the economy.